The demise of the Land Rover Defender was, to some of us, a great loss. To others it was the long-awaited extinction of an obsolete design, one that should arguably have been consigned to the history books in the 80s. But while the venerable British icon no longer rolls off the production line at Solihull, there are enough companies out there willing to breathe new life into this venerable beast. Our car Land Rover Defender 90 XS station wagon RJ Bespoke additional list price when new £29,824, £24,854 VAT price as tested £34,995 includes £7,500 of extras official fuel economy 27.7 mpg EU combined read more long-term tests October 30, 2017 fuel economy this week 25.2 mpg. One of the greatest pleasures of Land Rover Defender ownership is the car's astounding off-road ability. Ready to rumble off-road? Rest assured any Defender can negotiate terrain that's a lot more challenging than the average green lane. Not all four-wheel drive systems are the same. In some, although all four wheels can receive power, depending on the grip they do not necessarily get it. The power goes to the wheels with least resistance. Therefore, on a really slippery surface you could have three wheels not moving and one spinning merrily and the vehicle not moving. Although modern Land Rover products employ complex electronics to apportion drive to the wheels with the most grip, the Defender has a mechanical differential lock in the center, which allows equal power to be directed to the front and rear axles. With a bit of momentum, this power distribution facilitates being able to overcome the loss of traction. There is also a low-range setup, which provides much greater control over tricky terrain and downhills. So in summary, there are four modes: high range, diff-locked or unlocked, and low range, diff-locked or unlocked. The easiest way to know which setup you require is by considering how fast you are driving, and is traction an issue. If traction is low, select the diff-lock, and if you are driving slowly, select low range. If unlocked, low speed maneuvering. Low range diff-locked, tricky terrain, up and descending inclines. High range diff unlocked, normal road driving. High range diff locked, low traction surface and reasonably high speed such as wet grass or sand. High and low ratio operation is selected by a secondary lever alongside the main gear lever. In terms of fuel economy while venturing off-road, if you let the torque do the work, it is amazing how little fuel you use. On the same count, I found that with using some revs and momentum it helps the diff do its job. It is highly satisfying using low range and the Defender's incredible suspension travel to pick you way over a plethora of obstacles. The fact that the fuel gauge hardly moves is a welcome bonus. This is in contrast to my usual experience of circuit driving in a performance car, where the fuel level goes down perceptibly. Although most RJ Bespoke Defenders will not see such extreme off-road adventures, it's reassuring to know that they live up to Land Rover's go-anywhere tradition, if required. October 20, 2017 fuel economy this week 25.7 mpg. This vehicle may not be the sportiest car I have ever driven, although thanks to the modifications it is far more sporty than a standard Land Rover Defender. One of its most impressive qualities, which makes Defender owners worldwide rather smug, is its ability to drive almost anywhere. You may never venture off-road, but isn't it reassuring to know that if you wanted to you could, or when there is deep snowfall or flooding, you are safe in the knowledge that no amount of extreme British weather is going to stop you getting to your destination. Most of us wear watches capable of surviving many meters below the sea surface, yet we leave them in the hotel safe if we go diving. The Defender, however, enjoys adventure and can be jet sprayed clean of mud. Owners who take part in extreme off-roading, which can lead to body shell damage from bashes against rocks, usually fit a whole host of modifications, including raising the suspension and fitting external roll cages. This equipment isn't fitted to my RJ Bespoke example, but nevertheless my next update will show what this one is like with a mild off-tarmac excursion, and the various settings to facilitate better off-road performance. It is a Land Rover, after all. October 16, 2017 fuel economy this week 25.7 mpg. Defenders are like giant toys, for grown-ups and kids. In fact, kids fall in love with them straight away. It could be the high-up seating position in any row, the novelty value, or even the way they appeal visually. Whatever the reasons, any of the Defender's foibles don't seem to factor into a child's or Defender lover's view of how great these iconic British 4x4s are. Myself included. Rebecca's Defender is a bit more posh than the norm, but you have to be aware that ISOFIX-compatible child seats may not fit. In fact, the foibles lend them character. if you plan on driving your children around in a Defender. However, it's worth noting that ISOFIX child seat mounting points were never an option on the Defender. Depending on their age, they may be okay with just a booster seat or bottoms planted on the diamond stitch seats. Young children will require a non-ISOFIX child seat. More information on the rules regarding child seats can be found at childcarseats.org. Types of seat October 6, 2017 fuel economy this week 25.3 mpg over and above the standard spec. £7,500 has been put to good use on this XS90 by adding not just the aesthetics mentioned previously, but also the kit and technology that help make this 4x4 really stand out. The arguably basic stereo system has been whipped out and replaced with a DAB radio setup with Bluetooth and smartphone connectivity, which has been teamed with some extra powerful speakers and amplifier unit. Okay, so travel at motorway speeds and the road and wind noise is still quite intrusive, but if you like your music, this is a well-worthy addition. The standard suspension, satisfactory at best and allowing a fair bit of lean in the corners, has been upgraded with a 1-inch lower, more dynamic springs and dampers kit. It's never going to handle like a sports car, but this upgrade massively improves its road manners, and it's quite surprising how capable a Defender can be when driven briskly on winding country roads. This is further aided with an AQE map resulting in 165,170 bhp and 450 Nm of torque compared with factory figures of 122 bhp and 360 Nm, so it's quite a step up. And as we have seen from the fuel consumption figures, the engine still returns decent economy. It also has a brighter reversing lamp to eliminate the anxiety of reversing in the dark. The original light was more akin to a candle than a floodlight, even if these oddities do give the Defender its traditional charm. And, to stick with the lights theme, the RJ Bespoke joins its modern cousins with some upgraded daytime running lights fitted to the front bumper. September 21, 2017 fuel economy this week 25.6 mpg before all the luxury trimmings were added by RJ Bespoke. The standard specification of this Land Rover Defender 90 XS was still pretty Spartan when it rolled off the production line, despite it being the top of the range. The basic, entry-level Defender was stick to the past tense, as the Defender is long out of production. Well, basic. It runs on steel wheels and even a radio is an optional extra. This ruggedness does have a certain appeal and charm, but moving up to the county specification brought you central locking, alarm and immobilizer, cloth seats and electric windows. If you think that is positively luxurious for this British-built 4x4, closely related to the original Land Rover of 1947, then the XS trim will blow you away with its part leather interior, heated front seats and screen and even air conditioning. So it is not necessarily the case that you have to slum it with spec when it comes to these trusty vehicles. Next week, I will delve into all the additions that turn a workhorse into a luxury off-roader. September 15, 2017 fuel economy this week 25.5 mpg warning. Skip to paragraph 2 if maths bores you. To work out the fuel consumption, due to the lack of a trip computer, is easy. I covered 116 miles and needed 20.67 litres of fuel to fill the tank again. There are 4.54 litres in 1 gallon, therefore 4.55 gallons in 20.67 litres. 116 divided by 4.55 is 25.5, which gives us our MPG figure. Moving to the more exciting subjects of aesthetics, it is easy to see straight away that this is no ordinary Defender. The seats have been retrimmed with silver-white diamond stitching akin to a sports or supercar. Think the quilted look of a Bentley, and the exterior is vastly different to a standard Land Rover too. The seats are rather more plush and stylish than you'd find in a regular Defender. It has coach-grade tinted glass in the side and rear windows, with a gloss black grille, light surrounds and wheel arches. In addition, it has RJ Bespoke's black badge pack, which consists of black Land Rover badges front and rear, a black Defender swoosh on rear, black Defender badging across the front of the bonnet and RJ Bespoke badges tagging the designer status of this quirky 4x4. Lovely 18-inch glossy black Nemesis wheels completed the monochrome theme. September 7, 2017 my new long-term car to report on is far less sporty than the Mini I have just said goodbye to. However, it can probably drive over most obstacles in its path, and, just like the Mini, every journey is an adventure. It is a British icon, and the last one rolled off the production line in Solihull on January 31, 2016, so if you have not guessed it, I will put you out of your misery and announce it is a Land Rover Defender. The one I'm driving is an RJ Bespoke, modified by my team of experts at RJ Prestige Cars. There is no onboard computer to assess miles per gallon, so the trip meter and brimming the fuel tank each week is my only option, along with some simple maths, to share its performance in terms of fuel consumption with you. Official figures say a 27.7 mpg average, so let's see how close I can get. I'll share with you each week what it's like to drive, how practical it is and generally live with every day, along with the competition it has to stand up against. A modern classic, of course. For all the latest news, advice and reviews from Telegraph Cars, sign up to our weekly newsletter by entering your email here. AZ Car Finder. More long-term tests. Volkswagen up.